What's going on, guys? In this video I have a lot that I want to talk about. We have some recent Cleanspark news, we also have Bitcoin creating new 52-week highs again, and there's a couple more things I want to talk about in this video as well. So let's get started first off with Cleanspark's recent news here. And Cleanspark just today announced their strategic agreement for up to 160,000 Bitmain S21 miners and their path to 50 exahash per second, with their initial batch of miners giving them 12 exahash or 60,000 units, which are expected to ship in the next quarter. And this is the big thing here, I think, is the agreement includes strategic call options to purchase 100,000 S21s at a fixed price of 16 per terahash. That's right, as the bull market rages on, as these miners get more and more expensive, as the demand increases for these miners, Cleanspark already has the potential to buy them at a set price. And Zach Bradford touches on this, saying that strategic agreement enhances our operational efficiency, provides massive optionality, and positions us to maximize opportunities that we expect on the horizon. We are ready to expand into the next bull market without the need to worry about an increase in machine prices, since the call purchase option acts as a hedge to this risk. And he brings up the last bull market as a great example. In that last bull market, machine prices increased by 3 to 5 times. And we expect the same to occur in future bull markets. This agreement allows us to manage our capital most efficiently by controlling as many variables as possible. Believe it or not, that line took me like 5 tries. I don't know why it's such a tongue twister for me. But this move also provides us the flexibility to time our infrastructure growth with macro events while providing certainty of cost on the miners. Now, the reason for choosing the S21s over the T21 model is summed up in this paragraph here, and Zach Bradford continues saying, after receiving initial units and performing real-world testing, we've determined that the S21 is more efficient and better suited for our operations. Being best in class is the Cleanspark way, and we expect this agreement to keep us positioned as one of the most energy efficient and highest uptime miners in the industry. As we continue to expand our capacity, we're not only confident that we will successfully navigate the halving, but we also believe that we will unlock new avenues of growth, further solidifying our position as a top publicly traded Bitcoin miner. But I believe this is huge news, and this indicates to us that we're going to continue seeing huge Bitcoin mining growth, huge hash rate growth as the bull market continues. And it seems like this recent news, as well as Bitcoin creating new yearly highs, is causing all of the miners to pop, Cleanspark included. It seems like, at least for today, the market is looking past Cleanspark's $500 million share offering. And if you guys want more details on that, I'll leave my previous video down below for you or at the end screen. But this is great news for Cleanspark. This gives them the opportunity for even more growth at a fixed price for their Bitcoin miners in the future. Now, as for the chart, I'm not entirely convinced that we're going to avoid this gap fill, but keep in mind that not all gaps fill. There is a possibility that this is one of those instances where we don't get a fill of this gap. If we do get down there, I believe it's a fantastic buying opportunity, but my belief is personally that I wouldn't want to wait on this. I think it's still a solid DCA, and make no mistake, we are going to see more and more 52-week highs, and we are going to see new all-time highs at some point in 2024, maybe 2025. But Cleanspark has cooled off more than 30% from its previous peak, along with a lot of other miners doing similar moves. A few weeks ago, these miners were showing signs of topping, we were breaking patterns, breaking uptrends, and now we experienced a pretty decent pullback after all that. I do think these miners are setting up to go on their next run. Now, I do want to talk about something else here. Gary Gensler making an interesting post. In a post today, Gensler called on crypto investors to keep some things in mind without specifically mentioning a spot Bitcoin ETF. And these remarks came roughly 2 hours after spot Bitcoin ETF issuers filed amended S1 applications with the commission, which is potentially one of the last moves before the spot Bitcoin ETFs get approved. And maybe his post has nothing to do with spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Maybe people are just connecting dots where they don't need to be connected, but I do think it's kind of interesting timing. And also, we've seen previous posts where Gary Gensler seems to be a little more positive about Bitcoin, congratulating Bitcoin achievements, and we do know that he's being closely watched by Congress. I believe these spot Bitcoin ETFs will be approved, it's just a matter of time. The people that want these approved have insane amounts of money. Money makes the world go around, and I believe that these large asset managers like BlackRock, Fidelity, etc., they are going to get their way. We also have something interesting coming from Japanese e-commerce giant Mercari, expected to allow Bitcoin payments coming in June. And while this is months away, this is big good news because Mercari is Japan's largest e-commerce company, and they're already pro-Bitcoin. They currently have a Bitcoin crypto trading service, where users can buy and sell their Bitcoin using proceeds from sales on the platform. They also have a crypto-centered loyalty program as well, and Japan overall is considered a pro-crypto nation. But I do believe as time goes on, we will see more large companies accepting crypto as payment options, offering crypto as rewards options, and it's just a sign of more things to come, more companies warming up to Bitcoin and Bitcoin trading. Now I do want to talk about Bitcoin. We just created new 52-week highs again, and it looks like we have the potential to break out of this ascending channel I've been talking about. Either we're going to see a break here, an attempt of our 48,000 long-standing resistance, which is the last resistance in my opinion until our epic bull run. And everything's lining up perfectly. We're at our last major resistance, and we're only 100 days away from the halving. And also we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs potentially being approved. I think things are setting up wonderfully on Bitcoin's chart, and it is a matter of time until we break our 48,000, our last really strong resistance, before in my opinion we go on a continued epic run. But Bitcoin just continues to create 52-week highs after 52-week highs. The bullishness is definitely there, and those 20s and 30,000s just seem less and less likely to hit. And as we continue on, it gets more and more universally accepted that the bottom is in, that $15,000, we're never going to see that again. We might never in Bitcoin's history again see the 20,000s. And that is why you take advantage of Bitcoin during crypto winter. You take advantage in the beginning of the bull market. You continue to add as the bull market continues on. And overall, Bitcoin will go much higher. We're going to see new all-time highs this year, guys. And it will be a very exciting year for Bitcoin. We haven't even seen new all-time highs yet. Once that happens, then the real FOMO kicks in. Now I wanted to quickly end this video with Sphere 3D. I do think if we see a continued upward move here, we are going to see our golden cross, and we're going to see more bullish momentum. And keep in mind though, we do have a gap here right around $2, but from our recent peak all the way to this gap fill, that would indicate about a 50 to 60% drop for Sphere 3D, and I'm not sure how likely that is to get down there, especially with Bitcoin creating new 52-week highs. This may be one of those instances, potentially just like with Cleanspark, where we don't see a gap fill. But if we do see Sphere 3D get down to that gap fill, we do have a really strong support level right there at the end of the gap fill. But if we do get there, I think that's an amazing opportunity to buy some Sphere 3D for extremely cheap. They're expecting a record-breaking quarter in terms of revenue, and while this is one company I don't necessarily expect profitability for, we are going to see insane revenue quarters. We are going to see a lot of hype with this company. It's still a very small market cap, and as the larger miners get more and more highly valued, people are going to flock to these smaller Bitcoin miners that are much smaller in market cap, that can see these 30%, 50% up days, and I do believe Sphere 3D is one of those. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you're looking for out there. What do you guys think of this Cleanspark news? I think they're making very strategic choices as this bull market continues to kick off. But thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.